Greetings, greetings. This is Kai and Y007. Welcome. Greetings, welcome to Kai and Y007. Test, test. Okay, we go. Early stream, late for some. Wanted to go over some things with YSL Trial. I've been watching a lot. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going on and whatnot. So I figured I'd do an extended live stream as I'm working on things and see how they flow here on YouTube.com.
I'll agree.
All right.
I'm so in love with you. Oh, whatever you want to do. I'm talking about Tony. It's all right with me. Cause you make me feel so.
One more time.
I'll agree.
All right.
I'm so in love with you. Oh, whatever you want to do. I'm talking about Tony. It's all right with me. Cause you makes me feel so.
All right. What I want to do, I was going to start off with a recap of things that's been going on, and then some conspiracy theories that are really traveling. They are making me laugh. But the whole thing is, it's good to just know what's going on. And whether you're a fan or not, these type of trials do have an effect on a lot of people, not just the taxpayers and the time. It's also a matter of understanding the laws and getting to know some of your favorite rappers a little better. They rap about things and they're using it more and more in trials. Morning, Chaos. Um, hey, appreciate you, man. Forever how long you can be here. I'm going to do an extended live, trying something out a little different. So it'll drag out, but I basically, I want to show like some reviews. I had actually created some video footage of things that went on with some of the founders of YSL, which stands for Young Slime Life. And it just seemed like childhood trauma and lack of relationships in the Black community too is why people form gangs to begin with. So I just want to take a look at that, and then whatever people may want to chime in about too. Appreciate you. All right, so Young Thug, I want to say his regular name. I know his last name is Davis, but I want to be as correct as I can. He's been on trial for 2 years now, and according to some folks on Reddit, they said this trial is going to go all the way through 2027. His birth name is where are you, Thug? Like, jeez. Well, I don't see it. So Young Thug. Damn. Jeffrey, right. Oh, it's not Davis? You know his name, Chaos? I know I'm the one that came up here with it, but listen, Jeff. All right, his name Jeffrey. Really? Yeah. So that's what we going with. So I don't know why I'm looking at my camera. It looks like I don't have any pants on, but of course I do. So just trying something a little different, little like bodysuit things that I never wore before, knew, but Sometimes you want to try new things, right? All right, let's get to it. So I'm gonna share screen. Again, it's Young Thug. I'll share screen so that we can just get at least get a good look at him on here. I'm gonna do that right now. Is Young Thug trying to build a record company? Um, that's an interesting question, Chaos. I don't know if he's trying to go with a record deal of his own. I know Little Woody be singing so much. He need to be on a record deal. I never seen someone, and the term would be snitch for him because a snitch is someone that's into crime, into that lifestyle. But then when something hits the fan, they want to tell on everybody else. He is the biggest snitch I've ever seen in my life. He told so much that this case right here is only part of what he's told. Because I was watching something last night and I didn't know till last night that he was already snitching to Officer Gunther. It's a female named or investigator Gunther, and they mentioned she said to him, this is a prosecutor, right? The one with the long braids. She said, right, you kept reaching out to Gunther because you wanted to tell her more. And you were upset because people found out what you were telling this time. But you had said you've been telling Gunther stuff in the past and no one found out about it. So what that means is he's been telling. Let me lift this up a little more. This has been going on. So just interesting stuff. It's also interesting that these people actually were able to get so close to Young Thug and be a part of this so-called gang, but it was so full of members that aren't loyal. With any clique or crew, loyalty is always the most important thing, and it seems like they fell so short of that. Even with all the money, the fame, all that stuff, he could have paid for people to become gang members that were loyal rather than people like Little Woody and this other cat that I'm about to show right now. He was one of the first ones. That's the word on the oh, okay. I'm not sure who JB is. Uh, yeah, what I was gonna show was just a glimpse, like a recap of what's going on. So the murder trial is on based on a double murder. There were two young men that were killed, and they feel that it was in retaliation and at least coerced by rapper Young Thug because they feel that Young Thug felt like they were going to tell on him. They knew too much. So before they even had a chance to tell anything, they were executed. They were gunned down. The young men had been called in to speak with police, but all they showed was something very brief in that they didn't tell anything, but then they were killed before they could even tell anything, whether they were going to or not. That's what sucked because it was like they weren't even going to tell anything. Ignorance. So I'm gonna show this now. This was footage that I had put into just a 10-minute video, and I titled it what? Oh, okay. Young Thug Attorney Attacks YSL Snitches Pass. So this was the very first one that came up. If you guys remember, this was from the beginning of the year. This was from January. I have it dated for January 2nd, 2024. This was when the first person came up, he actually gave YSL its name and ended up being one of the biggest snitches of the whole gang that he basically created. Is ridiculous. I appreciate y'all joining in. Feel free to the open chat room. All opinions are welcome most of the time.
Defendant truthfully advised law enforcement that defendant is a member of a gang called Rock Crew, but the group is no longer going by that name and now goes by YSL, which originally stood for. You know, Blue or Big Blue, is that fair to say? Yeah. Younger than Jeffrey, right? Yeah. And he was
like a leader of people in that area. Is that Cleveland Avenue area or rock crew? Is that fair to say? People follow him.
Yeah. I get my jacket on cold.
Yeah, you wear your jacket, sure. Just for ladies and gentlemen, jury, the young lady who's handing that to the sheriff is your lawyer. I sustain the objection.
What, I ain't supposed to have my jacket?
So you put your jacket on, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
Excuse me. Okay.
So I remember this now too. I actually zoomed in on everybody yawning. And I'm thinking to myself, like, sorry to keep you guys up during this double murder trial. I never seen so many people yawn so much and just it's always when it comes to them snitching that they need a nap. You wasn't that tired when you was out here telling everything on people you was doing the dirt with. So honestly, I think this trial is sparking something in a lot of us, whether you agree with gangs or not, which most people don't. But a lot of us form some type of group, clique of friends, whatever you want to call it, depending on what you and your friends do, kind of signifies what you're really about. But I think even if you're not a gangbanger into gangs, you feel some kind of way about the way these people played their role in being in the gang. Um, it's like all the don'ts. This is just displaying what you don't do, what you wouldn't want to do, what you wouldn't want to get caught up in. But in a minute, we're going to take a look at how the attorney started asking him questions. But it stood out to me a lot because things happen in his past, like when he was a kid. There's things that happen when you're a child that carries on with you throughout adulthood, possibly, and get you to like get with gangs or get with a certain group because you feel more love there. You feel a connection with these people and whatever else comes with it. Um, During the stream, I did put a number up, and that's if we want to do a call in. I'll probably have it up and then I may remove it. I'm just kind of filling some things out. Uh, at some point too, it'd be good to get the link out. I don't know what day or whatever when I'm going to do that, but the more participation is a factor in any of this. So yeah, I'm going to continue this now.
2013, 2014.
It's about a 10-minute video.
How many times did Jeffrey Williams ever commit a crime in support of rock crew, to further the interest of rock crew? Tell the jury.
I don't recall. I don't recall.
Does that mean no?
I don't recall nothing.
How many times has Jeffrey committed a crime? We're going to go up to that year because we're going to keep talking other dates, okay? How many times has Jeffrey committed a crime to further the interests of YSL gang?
I don't recall. I don't know.
You were committing, and I'm not insulting you. I'm not trying to insult you. But you were committing crimes during that whole time that you met Jeffrey until we stopped about 2014. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
You were committing crimes such as theft, right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Potentially drug dealing. I know that came later, but potentially around the drug dealing. Is that true?
Yes.
Potentially armed robberies. Is that true?
Yeah.
And armed robbery means that not only did you take like my possession, like if I was the person targeted, you took, let's say my watch, but you did it with an offensive weapon, like a knife, a gun, brass knuckles, something like that. You understand that's the term?
Yeah, I ain't robbed nobody though.
Okay, that's why I'm asking you. So it was thefts. Fair to say?
Yeah,
True?
true.
Okay. And you did that because you wanted instant gratification. You wanted whatever, the laptops, the jewelry, the car, whatever it was. You wanted it right then, right?
I don't know why I did it.
And I understand you're not good in math. You're not good in math, so you just tell me if this is right or not, okay? You remember being in the sixth.
He said you're not good in math. Like stop trying to play people. It'd be annoying when you get black folks up there making themselves look stupid, and we be feeling it too. It's like, come on now, you know that these dudes are quite ignorant. They probably run in the streets a lot. They don't know a lot. They like to not know a lot. So that's the difference with some of our people too. They enjoy being ignorant. It works for them, you know. But then on here on a public stage like this, it just becomes a mockery of our people. It's them, but it feel like it's us. Yeah. But I appreciate y'all coming out too, all nice and early too. Chaos Rain. We got Yeti Black in the building. How y'all doing too, by the way? Hope everyone's doing good. Um, Different timing of a stream this is. So it's a little bit more, and he's gonna ask him some questions about what happened when he was in school. So there was some type of explosion that occurred, and it was his fault. He got blamed for it, and then he went through troubles throughout his childhood at times with the school system, and some of the things were major experiences that he went through and could have been traumatizing to him too. A lot of trauma-based situations with people, like I said, it plays out later in life a lot of times.
Sixth grade, be about 11 years of age, approximately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somewhere like 11, 10, 12 years old. And do you remember your teacher doing what I'll call a science experiment in the sixth grade? Do you remember that you liked that science experiment and wanted to do it yourself? You wanted to duplicate it?
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, the chemicals didn't match up, and your chemical compound exploded. You've described in the past as like a bomb. Is that right?
Yeah.
And for trying to do that experiment, tell the ladies and gentlemen jury what happened to you.
I was arrested and expelled from school.
Is that the first time that you went to the what you call, I think you call it juvenile detention center? If not, just tell the jurors what you call it.
Yeah, juvenile detention.
And some of them may know what it is, but that's a jail.
Yeah.
And for juveniles, it's people under 17 and younger. You were living with your two brothers and your grandmother, your mother's mother, your grandmother on your mother's side. Is that true?
Yes.
If you remember, tell the ladies and gentlemen jury how many times she was able. I'm not saying she did it to be callous or mean, but how many times did she come visit you in that juvenile detention facility?
When she could.
Couldn't hear you.
When she could.
Would the answer be, and I understand when she could, but would the answer be zero?
No.
You spent approximately a year, is that true, in the juvenile detention center?
Yeah. I was in and out of my whole juvenile.
No, I'm talking about just the first time.
No, not the first time.
Were you sent home, or were you put into a group home?
I eventually got sent to a group home.
States Exhibit 81J is published. Would you tell the jury who that is?
Dairy Ford.
And I don't want to get too far into it.
chemicals didn't match up in the your chemical compound exploded. You've described in the past as.
All right, I was on mute. What I wanted to say was I want to go back one more time. The attorney asked him how often did a family member come visit him. Nobody came when he was in juvie.
I was arrested and expelled from school.
Is that the first time that you went to the what you call, I think you call it juvenile detention center? If not, just tell the jurors what you call it.
Yeah, juvenile detention.
And some of them may know what it is, but that's a jail.
Yeah.
And for juvenile, that's people under 17 and younger. You were living with your two brothers and your grandmother, your mother's mother, your grandmother on your mother's side. Is that true?
Yes.
If you remember, tell the ladies and gentlemen jury how many times she was able. I'm not saying she did it to be callous or mean, but how many times did she come visit you in that juvenile detention facility?
This part.
When she could.
Couldn't hear you.
When she could.
Would the answer be, and I understand when she could, but would the answer be 0?
No.
You spent approximately a year.
He's saying no, but somehow, like, this attorney is basically saying you didn't have no support system. You were not supported as a child when you went to the juvenile detention center. He didn't really have anyone supporting him. He lived with his grandmother, and that seems to be a really common theme with people too. Have children, have them raised by someone else, have your parents raised them, they already raised you. Now you're donating your children to go and be raised by the grandparent. It's usually unstable. There's really only 2 reasons. You're unstable or you're just too selfish or both. Those are the only reasons that people don't raise their own kids. Because there's a lot of people that say, oh, I didn't know how to parent. I didn't know a child is going to help you know. So there's only 2 reasons, and those same reasons are the reasons people get abortions. Same reasons. You can put frosting on it if you want to. You can add sugar on it if you want to. They're always the same reasons. You didn't want to do it. You didn't want that responsibility. Forget you couldn't, because you could be taught. People have children. They don't want the responsibility. The grandmother does the best they can do, and you're burning grandma out. And then you have these boys that don't know how to fight. Since the beginning of time, we had hand-on-hand combat. When guns were introduced, we had hand-on-hand combat, then martial arts, then guns were introduced. And I think that's the biggest reason for our youth that they're shooting each other up so much and whatnot, is because we don't teach them how to fight. The more we know how to fight, we be out here fighting. You know how bad I be wanting to just go up somebody's head sometimes? I don't want to shoot you. I want hand-on-hand combat. Let's have the fair one. You release those toxins that may have been in you. Whether you're right or wrong for fighting, there's something that gets released. And that's why I believe in having more boxing gyms too. I was a part of a boxing gym, and it helped me so much. Like, it helps you with your sexual frustrations, all type of stuff. If y'all would just exercise sometimes, you don't have to do it every day. I wouldn't even suggest every day. Here and there, but weekly, it makes a difference in the body. All of this and your energy that you put out and certain energies that you're willing to receive back. You got to know how to fight though. But I think that if more of our men knew how to fight, the last thing they'd be worried about is, oh, what can I grab? Kids these days, they're always looking to grab something. Oh, let me, when you got these, right? Like Friday, he was like, you live to see another day, son. Like, they don't know how to fight anymore. I just think that's part of the bottom line. It's not just that cut and dry and simple, but a lot of it's economics and knowing how to defend yourself. That's a lot of it right there. So if we're being raised by grandma and mom, who's teaching the boys how to fight? Boys are physical. Men are physical. You need to know how to fight, but you need to know how to stay balanced too, so you don't feel you have to fight. But a whole lot less shootings would go on if our men, boys, young boys, and all that knew how to fight. Yeah. Oh, all right. Good morning, y'all. I'll be quiet and I can finish this. So just a few minutes left of it.
Yeah. I was in and out of my whole juvenile.
No, I'm talking about just the first time.
Oh, no, not the first time.
Were you sent home, or were you put into a group home?
I eventually got sent to a group home.
States Exhibit 81J. Please publish. Would you tell the jury who that is?
Dairy Ford.
And I don't want to get too far into it because I know he was close to you. But how did Mr. Ford die?
He got shot.
And Mr. McMillan?
Yeah, he got shot too.
So who
Yeah, double homicide.
inspiration was in music?
Yeah.
Tell the jurors.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, hey.
About Lil Wayne's music to you.
Lil Weezy said, "You bring my name up."
Convey.
That's my fault. Let me ask some bad questions. Why do you like Lil Wayne's music?
I don't know. The cadence.
Okay. By the cadence, you mean like the beat?
Yeah, his overall sound, his beat, his lyrics.
And about the lyrics, could you identify with what Lil Wayne was saying about the lyrics?
Could I identify?
Yeah. Did that strike you as something that, yeah, I've experienced that, I've seen that? Did he talk about, what did Lil Wayne talk about or sing about or rhyme about?
Growing up in projects and when.
So you see here, I have put on there, Young Thug's attorney brings up affiliated popular rappers and gang members. I've noticed this throughout. They mention Lil Wayne, they mention Gucci Mane. I have it written down, a couple other rappers too. They weren't they weren't even, it wasn't necessary to even bring their names up. But if you do remember back then, it was maybe about 4 or 5 years back, Lil Wayne's truck had got shot up. People were saying that Young Thug had something to do with it. To me, that didn't make a whole lot of sense because if anything, they should have been cool. Not just because they're all bloods, allegedly, because there's different sets, there's different gangs in different areas that will still beef amongst each other because they want to know where you from. We're not from there, we're from here, so we got to fight. So it's based on where you from and where you live. It just sucks so much because none of these people own anything to be claiming any set. You got to own some land and then protect that land. It sucks so much that they think they're protecting something and they ain't doing ish but taking each other out and creating more violence and confusion amongst each other. Don't own nothing.
Drugs.
Stuff that you had some experience with or have observed, is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Remember, by 2012, the next year, Jeffrey's about 21, you'd be about 19. 2013, Jeffrey's with a record label. You know who Gucci is?
See, here go Gucci.
Yeah.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen, jury, who that is.
Tell
who Gucci is.
Another Atlanta artist, rap artist.
And do you know if he signed Jeffrey to the record label?
Yes.
And then in approximately 2012, 2013, so Jeffrey would be approximately 21, 22. You'd be about a year and a half under that? Jeffrey was with a gentleman named Brian Williams, Birdman, doing Rich Gang. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but I don't know no dates though. Yeah. Defendants YSL and Rock Crew Tattoo. Defendant truthfully advised law enforcement that defendant is a member of a gang called Rock Crew, but the group is no longer going by that name and now goes by YSL, which originally stood for Young Strong Life.
All right, so that was the first one. Now, just imagine there's 100 more witnesses coming up. I like how the smoke is coming up over the thing. I like that. Speaking of what's going on. So y'all see that, right? He was talking about how there was an explosion at the school he went to, and it was his fault. Because he was mixing chemicals together and it almost blew the whole school up. So he started out already with that. By the way, too, wild turkey feathers, you put it over your sage and put it out. That's not what this is, but when I find feathers, I collect them. These are all real feathers. I even purchased a wild turkey feather. Purchased one for Kwame Brown, too, but I guess he never got it because he was giving out the wrong P.O. box. One day I'm going to have it out with him about that, too. Sent that man gifts and he didn't get them. Gave him some special stuff that was going to protect his aura, his energy. You know what I'm saying, Nika girl? Great point too, Nika. You mentioned this on your live stream too, the last one you did, which was last Wednesday. Right here, you wrote, I don't understand why they've taken programs out of the schools. Exactly. I don't know if y'all noticed, but the time that youth get in trouble the most is between the hours of 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. So that's a statistical fact. Between the hours of 3 p.m. and 6 p.m., kids get into trouble. So just like what you're asking and what you mentioned in your stream is very important. We need these after school programs. It's not just a want, it's a need. A lot of times parents are still at work. No one's watching your kid. Your kid knows no one's watching them. Kids' minds are always trying to think ahead of being sneaky and stuff. Most kids are sneaky. I just don't like the lies. I don't go for that. You better try to be honest and sneaky. But that's when they're needed the most. They need supervision and structure as much as possible. But you do have to let them have fun and be kids. We need more of these programs back. I don't understand what the problem is. And what they should do is give them time on the computer, give them time with the games, but also have academic fun where they're still learning something and it's fun. Just like we talked about the farmers. We need to be outside digging in soil and stop being scared of dirt when that's where our food comes from. We're supposed to really be eating fruits and vegetables. Technically, we only supposed to live off of liquids. The human body is made up of so much water mostly because we're really supposed to drink. We're not even supposed to be eating anything. I've learned that about the human anatomy too. But what we've done is we've become accustomed to overeating, and that's why we get overweight. We have diabetes. We got all type of poor nutrition and stuff. And of course, due to racism, we have the worst foods being sold. The more inner community you go, the more into communities you go, the deeper into the inner cities you go, the more spoiled the milk is, the worse the produce is. Forget having fresh produce at all. If you do get some, it looked like it's been around for 100 years. So there keeps being some type of nonsense. So if you put some of this stuff in with the schools, like we would like to see, we would see a difference in our kids. But guess what? They don't want to see a difference in our kids. So we have to want to see it. I think that maybe if more people like us could get involved in after school programs, or at least developing them, we need a grant writer because we'll get a grant. They will send money to help secure the program. So stuff like that, we definitely need it. There's no way around it. Child care costs are still up. Most child care is $300 to $500 a week. People got to get paid for watching your kids. But when you're working, you're like, damn, that's more than half the check I get. So if I'm paying to just have the child care and then whatever's left you live off of, it's tough, especially if you're a single parent. If you have both parents and they're doing what they're supposed to do, that will help. But I don't see how people can just keep having kids because the system is not set up for y'all to be comfortable. It's not. And I'm so tired of coming on YouTube and seeing these parents or parent leaving a kid in the house and the police are there like, where were you? Oh, I was on my way back. Okay, your kid was in the middle of the road. There's no food in your house. It's a psychological thing that's starting to affect mothers. Mothers are not taking care of their children anymore. It used to just be more of a man thing because men don't quite get it right, but they could try. The daddy ain't in the household. Mom is there, but mom done went nuts. That's why her baby running around with just a pamper on. We lucky the baby got a pamper on. But are we that lucky because the pamper's so overly soiled that now they got that yeast or a diaper rash and all of that? It's all over YouTube. It's all over YouTube. I just watched one last night. Kids screaming. 15-year-old daughter said, I called the police. She said, if y'all make me still stay in this house and with my mom's kids, I'm running away. There's no food here. There's no AC. It's working. What they wanted to do to our people is some ways it's working. It's probably working better than they thought it would. I get annoyed with the moms because as women, we have something extra in us, all in here, that's supposed to help us out here. But you can't not give some of this heat to the fathers that bust them nuts all up in there, right? You busting in guts. You created a child. Come help raise it. Stop being an SOB. I don't want to raise an SOB like you. I went into all that about programs being cut out of school because it's like it's got a trickling effect. So I was trying to be different with this, but this ain't acting right. Girl. Hey, I got half my claws on. Yes, we definitely need more programs. But I like that. I like how you think. You think. That's why I've been. I love being around thinkers. And those of you that aren't big thinkers or you don't think deep, you will. You're not going to be able to help it. You're going to. It's going to catch. I might put one of the videos I did too yesterday back up. It was a live stream. It's just, I've been just getting annoyed because my numbers have been not showing up the way they should in my likes. They're there, but then they magically disappear. Magically not delicious. And fake ass Lucky Charm YouTube analytics. It's up and down. You never know what you're going to get. There's something else I want to show. Oh, basically, what triggered me a little bit was last night when I mentioned this in the beginning, when I was watching the YSL trial. I can't help but watch certain clips. Plus, they're flooding our, and I know they're getting y'all too. You keep seeing Little Woody everywhere. Little Woody, he's loving it. A fan even ran up on Little Woody recently. He said, "How you know where I was at? How you know where I was?" I'm surprised this dude is still breathing. Do y'all feel that way too? Like he I feel like Young Thug just be in the courtroom like, you lucky we kept missing. You lucky them bullets kept missing you. You must still be here for a reason, bruh. Because for just a little fraction of that, you would have been gone. I don't know how y'all do in Georgia. You would have been gone. I think that he's such a clown that we laugh and people like him because he's funny. If you're funny, people like to laugh. But stop thinking you like the person because they're an idiot. He's an idiot. He wanted to be down with the police and he wanted to be down with like revival. What is it called? Rival gangs. He got the Crips and he got the Bloods. They knew that he was down with Young Thug, but he was like, oh, they might find out I'm down with Young Thug. But then he's telling the police, hey, this is what everybody's doing. Like, he was playing too many roles to where I'm surprised his heart is still beating. And now he keeps coming on social media doing interviews, probably getting paid to just do different things. But it's like, my dude, how you know they're in a bounty on your head? Like, how do you know that? And people want to keep running up on them, taking pictures and all that. Don't be surprised if bullets start flying and the fans are standing there because they want to be goofies just like him for the clout of it all. It's not worth it. Like, something's definitely wrong with him. If he can't change his ways either. I would say if he changed his ways, but how old is little Woody? Is he even in his 30s yet? Is he? Woody ain't gonna change, no matter how he is. He's still doing the same stuff, acting the same way. He ain't gonna change nothing. Excuse me. Oh, I need a little bit of music, something. I can't stand just using my voice all the time and jump on it. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Right, both are accountable when it comes to parenting. Absolutely. Yeah, like YouTube been weird. It's weird because the things that I go through with YouTube, one minute I be pumped up like, oh, all right, yeah, I should put this out. Okay, I've been working on this. Should I bring this out? Spending hours after hours. And I'd be like, oh, my stomach, let me go eat. I don't feel like eating right now. I don't like for projects not to be done. I was the same way when I was in a regular job and stuff. Like, stuff got to be done or it don't feel right. It'd be up and down. When you don't expect numbers, your numbers be there like, oh, okay. Some things I expect stuff to be better analytically with, they're not. And it makes you want to just, quit, honestly. Because you ask yourself, am I fit for this? And I feel like I'm fit for it. But when the platform doesn't like you and what you bring, that's what makes it more difficult. I know that for some reason, we know why, but when you're downing Black people and that's all you do, you get pushed up. So it makes people think, oh, this is what I should be doing, joining everyone else and be against Black people. This is all I got to do. This is easy. No, usually the right thing is a little harder. So you lazy MFs that's on here doing it, your doomsday is already coming anyway. So the ancestors have something to do with it, even though they're very peaceful. People are going to meet their fate one way or the other. I'm going to have my fate. I know that what I do is wholehearted. I'm not perfect. I ain't supposed to be. I like having fun with y'all. So I feel like if I just bring what something or these auras are telling me to, and I know it's right, I'm going to just try to do it. So that's just that. Don't just stay over here. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Somebody new in here. I'm not sure what they're saying. Just like Charles White. Are you talking about Charleston, Nika? Or I thought it said Charles White. Okay, I'm not sure who that is. Oh, yeah, it's rough. I think when you create content too, it almost brings out a disorder in you. Maybe calling it a disorder might seem a little bit much, but I think that's how I do see it. You're up and down, like your numbers. Even when your numbers are up, there's something that makes you feel like you should be depressed about something. And I've watched people on here that have admitted that they have a mental disorder, but they come on here and they try and they say, hey, if I go missing for a while, it's because I can't come on. They're dealing with mental health disorder, things like that. The Talking Cat is a channel on here. It's one of my favorite channels, always will be. The man passed away June 2021. He took his life. He was a good creator on here. He gave a voice to Black Cat in his house named Sylvester and some other cats. Y'all should check him out. Over 1 million subscribers. but he let us know that he does battle with a mental disorder. Social media, regardless of you not having a disorder or not, is going to do something to your mind. And I think being aware of it and just staying in control of that is helpful, because we're eating what's dished to us. And sometimes it's too much toxic dish. You could be going through something and you come and spill it out on here. Or just, it's just an aura of wanting to have good content, become popular. But with that, just like with celebrities, something else comes with it, and you have to be mentally prepared for it, or it could consume you. You could be doing great. Your brain is still telling you something different. And if you allow it, it's going to consume you. So I think that people don't realize just how much it plays on the mind. And you got to be careful with that, because that's what you want to use to influence others, the right way. So you have to be mindful of your mind. So that's our best way, I guess, for me to like put that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna post something else up real quick. Somebody has something they want to sing to y'all for a minute. Oh, it's highlighted too. Cool, that works.
Al Green. Okay. I'm so in love with you. Oh, whatever you want to do. I'm talking about Tony. It's alright with me. Al Green. Okay. I'm so in love with you. Oh, whatever you want to do. I'm talking about Tony. It's alright with me. Al Green. Okay. I'm so in love with you. Oh, whatever you want to do. I'm talking about Tony. It's alright with me. Cause you makes me feel so.
Yo, I know I got this in here. I want to show you. You know what dude mean it when he be like, ow. When he give you that cameo, ow. Nika, we need an older man to come through and be like, ow, girl. You know, come through like, ow. Like, yeah, he like me. Everybody else, they gonna say whatever. OGs, you know it because it come from here. It come from here. Y'all other dudes, y'all don't know how to do that. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Oh. Like, oh, I could feel it. Woo! They ain't nowhere near you, but they could feel it because they want to feel you so bad. Girl.
Al Green.
Al Green.
I'm so in love with you. Oh, whatever you want to do. I'm talking about Tony. It's alright with me.
Y'all know nothing about that. I like how he had to turn his head. He had his hair out. Girl. He had to turn his head and then come back like. I gotta show y'all this meme. I don't know if I gotta find it. I got a meme of people just kind of in the streets. And they got dudes that's just like, what? They be ready to start singing for you. They be ready. Yeah. I had a thing, I'm gonna share a screen. Because there's a German Shepherd that's fake sleeps when it's time to go to the vet. I gotta look at it. I'm gonna show y'all. It made me think a little Woody, because every time they bring up his snitching, he tired. Have y'all been following the trial at all? So I'm gonna show some highlights, and then if they have the trial starting, I'll probably just show that and then just extend the live stream today. Every time they be like, the woman will be like, so you told Gunther all this stuff. You didn't, I don't remember, I don't recall. They like, okay, well, we got footage, we about to play it. All of a sudden he be like, they be like, little, they be like, we about to play it. He be like, huh? Mm-hmm. The screen will be right here, right next to his face, that they're gonna play him in interrogation room, just snitching on everybody. He said, I was telling them anything just to get them off of me. She said, right, but you kept reaching out to Gunther. You kept wanting to tell her more. So they put that TV screen right here next to his face. Of course, he's sleep. He tired though. He tired. Every time they bring up his interrogation, he be like, why y'all keep bringing this? Young Thug just be sitting across the court like, What would he be like? Oh, he's so tired. You ain't tired, my dude. You want it to go away, and it's not. All lies that we tell, any lie, it's gonna come back up. Like somehow, some way, like it tends to come back up. People need to stop. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Hit the like button if you like. Appreciate you coming out. And again, my name is Kai NY007. I'm gonna show a couple of clips in a second.
Yeah. You gotta take a bath though, okay? You have to. No, you're faking. You're fake sleeping. No, you're not sleepy.
That's how little Woody was. Tell me that ain't little Woody. Tell me that ain't little Woody.
Yeah. You gotta take a bath though, okay? You have to. No, you're faking. You're fake sleeping. No, you're not sleeping.
That's little Woody all day. Little Woody, you tired all of a sudden? You tired of us showing you snitching? You tired? You tired of America seeing you telling on everybody? You was tired? Oh my God. You was running around wanting to smoke anybody, huh? Ready to just smoke people? Then your smoking crew just started trying to get at you. You went and told the police. Now you're like, I don't know. I was just telling them anything. Now his position in court is, he said all of that was lies. He was saying anything. He put Young Thug's name in it and others just to get the police off of his back. But now he's in court saying, I'm not about to lie on Thug. I'm not about to do that, but I'm not working for him either. He's like, I don't care about him, this and that, but I'm not going to sit here and lie on him. Those was lies. Why would he lie on him then, even in an interrogation room? Like, why even lie at all? That's nonsense. Nonsense. Hey, morning, Kelly Ray. I'm all like, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, he's a nut. He's a nut. While you're here too, Kelly Ray, I appreciate you so much too. I was just talking about how we got ups and downs with creating content, and I think it affects the mind too. It affects how you view yourself and your self-worth, and it freaking sucks sometimes. But you were one of the few people that even said very kind words to me, and I won't forget it. So, regardless of what we see the same and what we don't see the same, some of that goes by the wayside because people show their true colors when you're up and when you're down. And that doesn't matter the color of your skin. It's the beauty that's within, and the whatever generates, the greatness in us, and then we try to encourage others. You're a great woman for that. Absolutely. So thank you. Appreciate y'all a lot. Like, you probably have no idea. Let me switch over to Very good to know. But yeah, I appreciate y'all a lot. And I know there's thousands, well, probably more than thousands of channels too. So sometimes people are able to spend some time with you, go somewhere, whatever it is. It just helps. And I think a lot of us don't even really communicate too much out here in the world, or like myself. So I mostly bring it on here. So I see other people really having a conversation. So it sparked something in me to want to do things similar and just get information out and basically share it. So I really appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Appreciate you, Kelly Ray girl. Here I was going to show a couple more clips, and then I'm going to look, because I was trying to see if the trial was going to go ahead and restart today, being that it's Monday. There wasn't much information. I think they're being funny because they know so many people be wanting to see what's going on and what's going to happen next. But if it is on, I was going to show some of the trial, do an extended live where I'm not rushing off, not just going to do a half hour to an hour. It'll go possibly some hours today. I wanted to show y'all what I was watching last night.
And as it relates to Miami, in that same January 28th.
Yeah, this is entitled Little Woody Testifies About Young Thug's Lyrics. He did a song called Halftime where he went in dissing Little Woody for being a snitch and whatnot. So that's on here. Hang on a second, because I'm going to show that now. Who is this? Oh, no, I had it at, we'll start with at 14, about right here.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay.
You never know nothing.
You didn't get arrested for that gun at the Dunbar Center until June of 2015, correct?
I guess.
Okay. And isn't it true that even after you got arrested in June of 2015, that once you were in jail, you called Gaither multiple times to speak to her from jail?
I don't recall calling her from jail.
You don't recall having Deshaun call Gaither multiple times for you?
I don't recall.
See, he trying to get cute, but basically,
and then she went Gaither to.
This is when she's blowing his spot up about he keeps reaching out to this woman investigator, last name Gunther, and she was like, "No, but you kept reaching out to her." He like, "I don't." He gets mad or sleepy when his spot is blown up about the extra snitching. You could snitch, like he could have like snitched. Actually, he wasn't supposed to snitch, but he told everything. It's like he just kept coming, telling on people, other people, and others, not just Young Thugs. If you really listen, there's other cases that were going on, or other crimes, and he was letting Gunther know. But the other police was telling Little Woody, well, Gunther got you. You done told so much. They basically was saying that to him. He was like, well, what you mean? Because Gunther said, I'm safe. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. They was like, nah, you going to jail because of Gunther. So I remember him saying that to her, and she was like, what was they saying? What did they say? So it was a lot of back and forth and almost discouragement by some of the police, because the way they were telling him, like, oh, you done told too much, you going to jail too, when you could get more information out of him since he's already given it. So I think the ball kind of got dropped. They got sloppy with it. Cops and investigators are not perfect. They just act like they are. I don't think they really have proper training anyway. So people get a degree, they pass a test, they get a position. And that's for a lot of jobs in government, law enforcement. Sometimes they got to be careful too, more of who they hire. You can hire someone that's going to get a better expertise with certain things, or you could just have somebody pass a test, allegedly, and hire them in. But this is where she really goes in on him about his relationship with talking to Gunther so much.
Come and meet with you at the jail so you can give her more information.
Go back a little more, I'm going to be quiet.
You don't recall having Deshaun call Gaither multiple times for you?
I don't recall.
And then she want Gaither to come and meet with you at the jail so you can give her more information.
Speak on the facts. If she want that gun and she keep asking me for a gun and I ain't giving her the gun, what make you think I'm getting her truthful information? If I trust her so much and I always call her, why I won't get her the gun? It's self-explanatory.
Didn't you tell her you didn't give her the gun because Shannon had taken the gun to Miami or taken the gun while he was on tour with Thug?
No, I don't know what I don't told her, but I'm not gonna get her no evidence on me.
He lying like a mug. Morning, Joe. You know what? I remember your birthday in September too. I had to stop the live for a second. I noticed something after the fact. So I got a thing too. You one of my peoples. When I know your age, that'll be my gift to you. So however old the person is or you are, that's what I'll cash gift you. You sure you ain't 30? So I could send you $30. Joe said he about to be how old? What? That's what's up. But I did remember your birthday month from a few years ago. We had did something, did some little like type of giveaway thing. That was cool. Let me put in here. Yeah. Cash App be getting on my nerves. It's been having issues, but there's all kind of ways we could do it, and I'll figure it out. So whether it's Cash App or I don't know how you want to go about it, Joe. Bro, Joe's good people's, really good people's. I'm gonna play a little bit more, and then I'm gonna skip to another part that stuck out to me.
And wasn't Deshawn actually frustrated with you because you wanted to call Gaither so much and she didn't want you to call and speak to Gaither?
Because Deshawn knew what I was doing.
I want to go back to the February 20th interview. Now, I just asked you about Detective Gaither and speaking with her. Isn't it true that in the February 20th interview, you told Detective, I had came down here and talked to Officer Gaither and somehow word hit the street. I told Gaither a lot of stuff, but it did not get out. But just this time, it hit the streets. Now people looking at me sideways. Do you recall telling the detective that?
That part right there. I'm going to rewind that. Listen to what she says, because a lot of us, we feeling like, oh yeah, because like years ago, I heard that Little Woody did snitch on Young Thug, and he was telling a lot. I had heard that circulated a lot, so it seemed like it must be true if it got all the way to me somewhere. We knew this, but we didn't have the details. We didn't for request his interview, and some things you don't have permission to get anyway. But seeing it for ourselves, seeing that everything that was said about this man is true. He has no credibility. His character is so tarnished by lying all the time, and he backstabs everyone. He let his kids get shot at, his baby mother shot at over his nonsense. And plus dealing with thinking people that will sit there and shoot at you while you got your family. They could catch his bald-headed ass any other time, but that just shows the thirst and the inhumanity that some of our people be doing out here. Like, just not caring, no caring about kids and other people that don't have nothing to do with it. There's a place for you too. Because all gang members are not bad at all. They need a sense of belonging, and this is organized, and they're there for each other when family is not, or people don't understand them. You create groups of misfits. Sometimes it's like a group of misfits, but that doesn't mean that they're all bad. He's a good example of what not to be. he's a good example of someone that nobody could really trust. I don't know who could trust him. So he out here having a field day online and stuff, but they've been had him by the balls. It's not a good look at all. One more time, I'm going to replay this back because prosecutor says, he said, why is this getting out into the streets? What I just told Gunther. He's told her stuff before, nobody knew about it. So that's telling us he been snitch. He's been going to the authorities and telling stuff. So I wonder why. Like, was his name already put in stuff and he just keeps wanting to clear it? It seems like it's more for that reason than, oh, I feel like telling the cops what these other gang members is doing. It probably was to help benefit him. But that just lets you know this been going on before this Young Thug situation even happened, or this double homicide. You two have a
Now, I just asked you about Detective Gaither and speaking with her. Isn't it true that in the February 20th interview, you told Detective, you know, I had came down here and talked to Officer Gaither and somehow word hit the street. I told Gaither a lot of stuff, but did not get out. But just this time, it hit the streets. Now people looking at me sideways. Do you recall telling the detective that?
I don't recall nothing I told. I don't recall what I don't told the detectives. I tell them anything that what they'll go for, what I think I can convince them to go for.
And did you also tell the detectives the detectives told you that you needed to actually keep in touch with Gaither and lay very low. And you told them, I'll keep in touch with her and I'm going to give her the gun.
Did I give her the gun?
I didn't ask you that. I asked you, what did you tell the police?
I don't recall what I told them, but I would have told them anything to get them out my face.
Okay.
See, now this has been going on for a while. This prosecutor has so much patience. I feel like I would have been snapping on Little Woody. Not to the point where I would, they would have to like calm me down and I don't want to get dismissed off the case, but I would have been getting at him because I would pull on the fact that he's admitting that he lied, even though he told the truth when he was snitching. So if that was a lie, what's the truth today? And I would keep reminding him that he's under oath. And I want to know the answer. You got to answer truthfully today. Certain questions I'm going to ask him, but I would ask him in a funny way so that he feels pressure to answer them honestly. He's going to keep saying, I don't recall and this and that. I'm going to make you feel stupid saying you don't recall, saying, like, I think I would just put pressure on him lying and trying to avoid certain questions. I would just go about it a different kind of way. And a little more aggressive too, because he's been getting away with just having this sassy attitude so much throughout this trial when he's been up there as a witness and whatnot, / co-defendant for the previous case. It's ridiculous. Go into 52 seconds in. I'm just going to show this and then I'm going to see when the trial is starting back up.
And earlier, did I hear you clearly when you said YSL has Crips and blood, so it can't be a gang? Did you say that?
You got to understand, if you're a gang, right? So you a Bloods. The Bloods won't let you say that you YSL or you 30 Deep or you MDC. You gonna even be Blood and whatever that is, a Crip or whatever that is. You can't be two, 3 different things. Like, where they do that at?
You was trying to do it.
Who your loyalty gonna be with? If you claim you 3 different gangs, anything liable to go down.
Is your loyalty to YSL?
Is what?
Your loyalty.
My loyalty to myself. You keep saying YSL. What YSL ain't got nothing to do with me or the streets.
I just asked you whether or not Thug gave you money to flex on the stage, and your response was he did not give you money, correct?
I tell the investigators anything. That's what my response was.
Okay. In that January 28th interview, did you tell them Thug gave me money and I'm on stage flexing the money?
I don't recall what I told no police.
And as it relates to Miami, in that same January 28th interview, did you tell the police Thug had a show? He took me to a show with him. Thug had a show. I think it had to be in Miami because it was on a Sunday. We flew to Miami on a plane. While we in Miami, they was like in the club, this and that.
I don't recall what I done made up to tell the police.
After this February 21st interview, did you go to jail?
Can you say that again?
After this,
Did you go to jail, boyhead?
I don't know what you.
After you left that interview, when you're in the blue jumpsuit, did they take you to jail?
They, huh?
After you left the interview on February 21st with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, did you go to jail?
Did they take me back to the jail?
Did they take you back to the jail?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Okay. And were you released in March of 2015 from your probation matter?
After y'all false arrest me?
Were you released from jail in March of 2015 from the probation?
I was released, I don't know when.
Okay. After March of 2015, before June, did you ever go back to jail? Between March of 2015 and June, do you recall going back to jail?
I went to jail every time the police saw me.
Okay. Did you ever go back to the Fulton County Jail between March and June?
Huh?
So back in 2015,
Right.
you got out after this probation violation, correct? You got out of jail, correct?
Yeah, I got out.
Okay. And we know the next time you went to jail was in June because they arrested you at your house, correct?
No, they locked me up at Deshaun's house.
Excuse me, at Deshaun's house, correct?
Right.
So I'm asking, between the time you were released in March and the time that you got arrested in June at Deshaun's house, did you go back to jail at any other time between when you were released and when you got locked up?
Yeah, I think I went to jail like 3-4 days after I got out.
And was that in Henry County?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember how long you stayed in Henry County?
It went no day or nothing. I stayed in there for a little minute.
When you say a little minute, would that be about a month?
Probably, yeah, I think so, a month. Another time y'all false arrested me.
That was in Henry County, correct, that you got arrested?
Yep.
You know Henry County's not in Fulton County, correct?
But I never been here in Canada a day in my life, so why they locking me up? Because y'all told them to.
That's a different county, correct?
Y'all all work together.
Is Henry County a different county? Okay.
He figured they all together, they all in cahoots together. The trial starts at 12. It usually starts in the morning, but looks like it's starting at noon today Eastern time, and that would be 9 a.m. Pacific time if you're on the West Coast area of America. Be over there. That's fine, but I don't think about it too. I would have probably started a little later, possibly. Yeah, possibly would have started a little bit later. Filling it with just air, but that's what we know right now. I thought Little Woody was done, but once they switched, judges, things had changed. Let me pull him up again too. Speaking of, right? This was the previous judge, Judge Earl Glanville, black judge. There's a lot of black people working in this court too. Gave me a nice, proud feeling. I don't think I've ever seen this many black professionals of a courtroom until I've seen this case. He should still be on the case. I'm wondering if anyone differs in their opinion. We have a new judge on there now, but she even has some conflict of interest herself. So I don't know if they're going to keep her presiding over this case too, because she had some kind of other inside information and they were talking about it. So we'll see what happens with that. In the beginning of the live stream, I mentioned how people are talking about conspiracy theories and things like that. People feel like there's secrets being passed back and forth, cold language, touching of the ears, all type of like things like that. So we know about there was a meeting that's looked at as a secret meeting, but people are starting to say that they feel that they're giving each other gestures during the trial, and that's part of them communicating to each other, but like behind, like in front of us in plain sight, but then sneaking and basically doing other things in front of our face. I'm going to show some of that in a moment too. This is just another
Court County is now in session. The Honorable Chief Judge Yuri Glanville presiding. Court come to order.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated.
Courtesy of law and crime.
All right, we're back on the record in the matter of the state of Georgia versus Cleef Adams et al. In 22 SC 183572. All right, Mr. Stillwell and Mr. Botts and Mr. Sharp, good morning. And then on line 22 of 49.
The police let him jump on me.
This is the secret phone call that got exposed between Young Thug and Lil Woody.
These niggas crazy, man. Man, whoever has so many problems, whoever in the jail, all that job ain't that. What's your head, man? What's your head, man? This shit here a drag, bro. Man, what the hell you talking about? You already know I know. You already know I know what's happening. So y'all out there, I already like what the hell, what they talking about. Man, I'm talking about nobody. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Man, I don't stop right in front of these folks and look at these folks call that shit on the phone. Yeah. I made Bentley call her. Like, call her. See what the fuck going on. Because it's ovation. It's just a little bullshit. But the probation will try to hold you just about their money or whatever. So I already know that. What I said, I would just gave him a lawyer, a 3-4 band, $2,500. You know, he'll bring you. You have 1 minute left. They get you in the courtroom for $2,500. You know that ain't shit. They don't even want that much. One lawyer had told. I know. Yeah. So this, I might have this son text you my information and stuff. You said you're trying to get me in the morning. Yeah, I had a lawyer or whatever lawyer you choose. I don't have none. Well, I could just have somebody pull up on their son and bring their son the money. Then you see what I'm saying? Or they son, mom or dad, because you know they probably know something about the shit. So I can just make anybody go get the money. I can make them pull up to the club, get the money from Ken or anything. Right now, you see what I'm saying? So that ain't no pressure. Shit, we don't know no lawyer though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know my lawyer. So I know mine. I ain't got the number here. You just tell him like. Yeah, he already got my card and everything. He already got my card and his system and shit. So I ain't got no just hit him like, go check on this number right here and then go check on this name. And
thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
I did not hear Brian or Mr. Steele's name at all.
Mr. Steele, I can't say I heard it either.
All right. They kept showing different phone calls too. Some of this that I've showed and I may come back on when the trial starts. I have my own footage that I put together, and I've been showing some of that from earlier on, just things that stood out to me that I didn't really see anyone else talk about or cover. But again, the actual trial does pick back up today, 12 p.m. noon Eastern time. So we got that. Um, this will be interesting, but it's dragged out too much. That's why I think people are saying we got at least like another 2 more years on this trial to even get through. This is what it is right now. But yeah, that's that. I think what I'll do is pop back up because yeah, so depending on where you are, well actually it doesn't matter where you are. In a couple of hours everything will be no, it's not. Wait. Yeah, see I got time zones on my brain. Uh yeah, that's how it would go. Yeah, maybe I'll pop back on. See if some folks want to watch it in real time. Commentary will be given. Some point too. Yeah, it'd be good to get some voices up and out for it too. But the hour seemed like it went by fast. It's a little over an hour. Okay. What else was there? All right. Chat got quiet. Yeah, I don't see anything right now. But all right. So I think what I would do is I can take that out and then I'll probably blast back up. Probably do it like that. I should do my mic red too, since I got everything. So I have the red light in the background being the same. I have to figure out how to program it. Finally using it now. Oops. I don't think I should start touching stuff. Is this? That's the audio. All right. That's just something else. All right. I hope everyone has a good day. If anyone comes back through, when I start back, come back on. That is appreciated. Always. There's a lot of changes going on too, so I'm just using different things, checking it out. Remember to turn your pain into power. Any pain you got, turn it into power. Turn your pain into power. Anyone new? Again, you can consider subscribing. I appreciate the likes. It was over 6 people in, but while 6 people were in, it was 6 likes, so that's always good. Even out with your viewers or get more. What's my point then, too, in closing? A lot of the childhood traumas, I think, have a lot to do with why they even formed the gang that they formed and still living the lifestyle that they were living. I showed the person that actually created YSL, him on the stand back from January of this year. Just show something recent with Little Woody. There's so much on Little Woody, but I can't just sit here and just be watching this man, his craziness too much back and forth. So yeah, that's that. I hope everyone has a good day, and thanks for tuning in to Kai and Y007. And until next time, peace.